This special episode is brought to you by August Real Estate.
Think about the paper you are working on for your PhD, or for the academics in the room, think about the paper you're currently planning, writing, focusing on. Which journal are you going to target? Do you know which journal you're planning to target for your paper? For any project, for any paper, you need to know what your target is, and you need to write your paper with that in mind. So if you're targeting the Human Resource Management Journal, you need to make your paper framed to fit the conversation that's going on in that Human Resource Management Journal. And as many of you mentioned, you're working across areas that might be seen as interdisciplinary, leadership and gender, for example. Do you want to be known as a gender scholar, or as a leadership scholar, or as an HRM scholar? Think about it in terms of your own research identity. Now, chances are, if you're aiming high, you're not going to have your paper accepted. You're going to be, rejected. It happens to all of us. I've published more than 200 papers, but I still get papers rejected. I don't have the secret to always being successful. But it's a process of continual learning about how to craft and not make the same mistakes that I made 20 years ago, and how to get into the minds of the editors and the reviewers so that I know what they're looking for. And to do that, coming to conferences like this is really important. Also understand, what are the journals that your institution values? There are hundreds of journals out there. Some of them, as you mentioned, are predatory. They are not engaging in ethical publication standards. Stay away from those, because if you get published in those, it can damage your reputation. You do not want to engage with the predatory journals that are undermining publishing standards. So you need to talk to your supervisor and understand what are seen as the quality journals in your field, because where you publish becomes part of your identity. Make sure when you're targeting a journal that you look at their requirements. If they are asking about the Institutional Ethical Review Board that your paper has been approved by, you need to make sure you've gone through the appropriate process for the target journal. Also, be aware that some journals will say, we will not accept any paper that has any artificial intelligence used in the preparation of the paper. In Human Resource Management Review, which is a journal where I'll be talking about tomorrow in the editors session, we have a requirement now that you need to declare what your use of artificial intelligence has been when you submit your paper. So artificial intelligence in the publishing world is also one of the hot topics, as well as in many areas of management.
So everyone, our stay hasn't ended yet. Now I am with my brother here. Thank you so much for your time.
Very welcome.
Please introduce yourself.
So my name is Jude Martin, and I am from Notre Dame University in Australia, and I've come specifically for this conference. I'm a final year PhD student myself, and I'm also a lecturer in organizational development and a practitioner as well.
Oh my God.
So I do that, yeah. And I also run a small leadership development consulting practice.
Sir, you're everywhere. That's such a good thing.
I'm trying my best.
How was the conference? What was your takeaway?
The conference has been beautiful. I really like the fact that it's been so conversational, you know, and there's so many diverse people in the room doing different PhD topics. I really enjoy the introductory session where we had the two speakers talk about what it takes to do a PhD and how to think about the different PhD research methods. Because doing a PhD is not easy. You know, I know it's pretty hard, you know. I've been doing mine for 6 years. That's how long I've been doing mine.
If you have any reflections that you want to say, want to put out there, let me give you the chance.
Okay, so I think if there's one thing I'll say, and it's really coming from Dr. Panwar's conversation about artificial intelligence, I find it really interesting in terms of it's not that we don't use it, it's really a matter of how we use it. And how we use it is so important. And I think as an academic community, we need to be at the forefront of leading that conversation in terms of how we use it, as opposed to chasing that question. And I think more often than not, we find ourselves chasing that question. And so I'm really happy to be having that conversation with that Dr. Panwar left in terms of how, as an academic community, we lead the conversation around how AI is to be used.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Have a great time.
Thank you so much.
All
Pleasure.
right. Hi, how are you?
Great, how are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling really nice. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Dana. I'm a PhD candidate from the University of Dubai. And I have joined this conference to support my colleagues who are having papers related to HR. I'm not an HR person.
So the first question I want to ask you is, what does it feel to be a PhD student?
It's a huge responsibility.
Yeah.
Just coming up with an idea, a problem, let's say, or a research gap that's there out in the world that you are trying to solve or fix or just create a study on. Convincing the readers that, yes, this is worth reading, this is worth studying, and those are the proposed solutions for some reason. Making sure that it's ethical, making sure that it comes like it's organic. It has nothing to do with AI. You're not copying and pasting from someone else. So it's a huge responsibility, reading more and more and more and learning and studying about things. And the most important thing that it comes within. It's self-study. It's all in you. Even if I have a supervisor that's I really admire and I really appreciate and support, but yet still, it's all in you.
It's your responsibility, even though you have the good guidance.
It's a huge responsibility. PhD is not something easy.
Now I'm scared, okay? Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So I was really surprised with how the conference was like so light and very formal, at the same time informal with how it was engaging. But I wonder, what's the feeling of attending such kind of conferences for a PhD student? What was your takeaway?
So until now, it's nice to understand how each paper has to be laid out and so on. I have noticed that some of them are using cybersecurity in HRM. Some of them are using AI in HRM. So it's nice to understand how AI works, because my dissertation is about AI but has nothing to do with people. It's purely about AI. So it's nice to seek other people's studies and findings and researches so that maybe it can add value to mine. So I could cite them in the future.
Lovely.
Really
you
nice.
know what? You should also try public speaking, because you're really good at
Thank you.
explaining things.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
it was lovely having this
Thank you.
conversation.
The pleasure is mine. The pleasure is mine.
Have a
Thank you
great
so
time.
much. And welcome
Okay.
to Dubai.
Thank you. The 17th Conference on International Human Resource Management that is being held here in the University of Dubai is still going on. The conference is amazing. Students from all across the globe came here, specifically PhD students, so that their paper can be valid enough for publication. And they have chose different titles, but the common thing they have is that they're all PhD students. And as a PhD student, you know, there's this high requirements for you to have the perfect paper. So this conference basically tries to bridge people that are professors that are well known and are good at what they do with the PhD students, so that the PhD students get their papers right. And different people, keynote speakers, were part of this conference. I was just so happy to be in this room. And one thing that I got to notice is that how the conference is presented in a new model. It's not in a formal way. You see a lot of informal question and answers, engagements, networkings, so that the professors, people with good experiences in this field, can share what they have been through for the PhD students. The event is still not over yet. I sneaked out, so I'll go back in and show you guys what's left for you to see. Stay with us. It's Arts TV from Dubai.
The basic elements. First up, what is it about? Why is your research important? As an editor, I look at the first page, the abstract and the first page of a manuscript that comes in. By the end of the first page, I usually know whether this paper is going to be rejected or not. It has to be clear from the start what this paper is about. I need to know what is the specific contribution that your paper will make to what we already know. And it has to be relevant for human resource professionals. How will this change the world of HRM? Now, I know you're all passionate about your own research, but you have to convince the rest of the world that your paper will make a contribution, will tell us something we don't already know. In the abstract, you need to be clear about what the topic is, what you did, and what you found. The top journals in our field accept less than 5% of the papers that are submitted. You want to get into that top 5%. You can do it. You can absolutely do it. The next point I really want to make is, what is your theoretical framing? AI is a challenge in the world. AI is changing jobs. I need to know why. What is the theory that helps to explain what you are studying? The relationships that are being investigated, the phenomena that you're exploring. Whatever kind of research you're doing, make sure that the empirics, the way that you study it, are consistent with the kind of theory that you are examining and testing. Another way in which papers are rejected is if you say that you're going to do something and then you don't do it. You pose a question, but you don't answer it. You set up a study that you say, well, this has never been studied before. And if it's a topic like organisational citizenship behaviour, it's probably been studied before. So you need to show that you're advancing knowledge and that you are approaching something in a way that is suitable. So your method needs to match your question, and your paper needs to be consistent through its sections.
We met again.
Yeah, great to see you again. I hope you had a good day.
Amazing.
So far.
I didn't expect this.
Wonderful.
How was it?
It has been indeed a great pleasure. You know, as I said earlier, we have very experienced, well-established scholars from around the world, and then you have the young PhD students, young career researchers and academics, and putting them in one room and giving them the space and the platform to have an honest conversation, you know, about how to publish. For example, this was the first sessions in the morning, because publishing is a tough business. And this is our currency in academia, you know, no publication, no future. It's publish or perish. This is indeed what is going to happen. So this was about publications, and I found it quite helpful. So students got a toolkit, PhD researchers and young career researchers, they got a toolkit ready. You know, this is what you can do, what you can follow to be successful in your publication journey as well. And then we had the session on the role of AI and how AI is going to change radically the ways of how we conduct research. And we believe that AI is going to solve a lot of problems for us, but we are underestimating what AI cannot do for us, at least yet. So we don't know about the future, but this was another session which was quite interesting. And then now we're talking about how to establish yourself in academia. So far, the day was fantastic, or has been fantastic. We have another session where our PhD candidates present their work and they receive one-on-one feedback, and I'm really very much looking forward to this session. And this is how we wrap up the day on campus.
You summed it up so well. I have nothing to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This special episode from Dubai is brought to you by Arif Bey, People to People, Arts TV, University of Dubai, and of course, August Free State. We thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time.
Most welcome.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Actually, it's a very nice conference. It's always great to connect with the researchers and, you know, hear different perspectives. It's a really great experience.
Yes, it is. First, would you please introduce yourself for our audience?
So my name is Marwa Ali. I'm head of HR in one of the startups. As well, I'm also a PhD student year 2 in Rennes University in France.
Interesting. So We are now here at the 17th International Human Resource Management Conference, and you work in human resource,
Yes.
which you can align well with this conference. So how did you get this conference?
So actually, I was always keen to see what are the list of available conferences in Dubai as well as international. And since I'm lucky, I'm based in Dubai, I came across the conferences, and the agenda was really interesting, especially when there are some sessions related to AI and its usage in research. Like this, a topic that we cannot avoid. So that's why it really attracted me to this conference.
Exactly. And I was looking inside the room, and you see a lot of people from all across the globe that came here under the same purpose. What was your reflection on the things that was discussed about AI too?
Of course. So to be honest, it's like always intuitive to hear different perspectives and also experiences from different parts of the world, and how do they take in AI, how they are with or against, or what kind of observations do they have. It's always helpful to hear them. So it was really good.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great time.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
The first day of the 17th International Human Resource Management Conference that was held in the University of Dubai was such a win and success. I was able to see how people are willing to learn, ask questions, and of course get answers for their questions. And so this is not the end, of course it's the beginning, and we'll be showing you guys what the next 2 days of the conference is going to look like. We'll be talking about AI, about mobility, about using our resources. So guys, buckle up, we're gonna have such a good time. And this episode is brought to you by August Real Estate. Thank you so much.
This special episode is brought to you by August Real Estate.